Hello, hello! The end of Hanukkah, because my birthday is, I think, night 7 this year. Uh-oh. Are we working? Indy. The end of Hanukkah. Oh, Indy. Birthday is, I think, night 7. Indy, can you go up to the 3rd floor? Like, you come over and jump. I know. I know, you're coughing. Here, go up to... Indy. Go up to Daddy, okay? Indy, come. Go all the way up. Go all the way up. Okay, hopefully Keith keeps him up there with him. Oh, the thing's in the way. You couldn't even watch him run up the stairs. Oh my gosh. Oh dear. This is life. And of course, you know that I'm streaming when Indy comes and demands to be a part of everything, because that's what happens. But I'm in my kitchen tonight, and I'm actually sitting in a chair versus the floor, so we'll see how this goes. The camera angle's a little awkward with where the computer is, but we're gonna go for it. Dawn, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I froze at the beginning. That's what I was seeing. That's why I started oh-knowing. But actually, of course, now I need to check something. Because I think... Oh, come on. No, 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 that's not what I want. Hi, everyone. I am... No, I do not want that either. Yes, okay. I was just checking something. I am totally on top of everything. Oh my goodness. Well, hello everyone. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and I'm here in my Hanukkah jammies in September to announce that pre-orders for the 2023 ChemKnits Hanukkah special are now open and live. I forget how many years I've been doing this. The first time might have been 2018. So this is a holiday tradition here on the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel, where every night of Hanukkah there is a new yarn dyeing video on mini skeins. And the most exciting thing about this is that I dye these mini skeins so I can create samplers of all 8 nights that you can unwrap at home while watching the videos. And so this allows you to answer the question, I wonder what that might look like knit up. And then also to play around with colorways that are dyed up in a variety of different techniques and colors. This sampler isn't a set designed to be a fade or something. I try to have a range of colors and techniques, as I said. Some things more planned, some things more random, speckles, tonals, all kinds of things. And it's just fun. It's a way to treat yourself so you have something to open at all 8 nights of Hanukkah. Now, if you aren't Jewish, I'm inviting you to celebrate Hanukkah with me. I am Jewish, so you don't need to worry about purchasing one if you don't celebrate Hanukkah in your home. You can celebrate with me. And so that is, I don't know, I guess to me that is a big part of the fun, that we can all celebrate together. Love my Hanukkah PJs. Yes, Hannah Anderson. I do not have an... I don't have an affiliate link. I wonder if they have an affiliate program. That would be kind of awesome. I doubt they do. They might have like a share for a friend thing. I've never really checked. Now, of course, I'm looking. I don't know if there's holiday ones out yet. Maybe not. There's a bunch of, Halloween. Okay, I'm getting distracted. My kids need new pajamas. Oh my goodness. Do I always use wool yarn? Great question. The yarn that is in the samplers is either fingering weight or DK weight, and it is wool based. The yarn is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, whether you pick the fingering sock yarn or you pick the DK weight yarn. It is the exact same fiber content for the samplers. Now, there are also some add-on skeins and some yarn mops, and those are all different bases than what is in the sampler itself. Now, I meant there are going to be between 8 to 10 packages to open up inside your box. Thank you. There will be at least one mini skein. There will be at least one 10-gram mini skein to open up each of the 8 nights. One of the nights might have 2 or 3 mini skeins. I mean, I suppose one night could have 3 mini skeins, or there might be 2 nights with 2. But either way, the total amount of yarn in the sampler is 100 grams. There are going to be 10 10-gram mini skeins in the sampler this year. And then there's also going to be a signed card, a signed holiday card from me. And I'm very excited, I think, for how the card is going to come out this year. Oh, I can hide my little, like, doodle. There'll be a card, and then there's a bunch of fun, like, Notion-y type extras in the packages as well. But yes, all of the yarn is wool-based for this series. Oh, I'm glad you liked Lucas's video. If you haven't checked out this week's Dye Pot Weekly episode, I had my almost 10-year-old read a script that I wrote. Yay, thank you! Thank you so much for ordering. But yeah, feel free to ask questions throughout this stream. Whoop. Oh, there's like a new thing. Feel free to, ask questions throughout the stream. And if you're curious why, thank you, here, I'll reduce this. If you are curious why there are some people whose names are showing up in green, make that softer, they are channel members, which means that starting at 99 cents a month, they get access to a badge next to their name and the fun ChemKnits emotes. And if we get 2 more members, I can add another emote to the list. I don't know how many we have. We have 3, we have 9 right now. I don't think I have a 10th one ready to go, but I have some ideas. And so I would commission one from the artist who helped me with the rest. And so there is a little join button down below the video. And so, yeah, if we get 2 more, oh, Beth also just dropped them all into chat. And so that's one of the many ways to help support the content here. But the biggest thing you can do is subscribe, turn on notifications, and all that jazz. One other thing I do is the videos that come out during Hanukkah, I try to have them as premieres, which means there's a live chat, and I will hang out in them for as many as I can. Now, my 40th birthday falls on Hanukkah this year, and so I will not be in that live chat. You know, I'm hoping I'll be out to dinner or something. Thank you for ordering, Leslie, and thank you, Tara, for putting all the emotes in chat. All right, let's bring you to, I use the same graphic for Hanukkah as always. Actually, so if you go to my shop, right along the top here, you can see all the Hanukkah listings. But then if you go, there's even like a Hanukkah section here. And so I changed up the art for the add-ons to help me with packing later on. But this, it's funny, these are actually labels that I used the first year of Hanukkah, and that's my handwriting on them. That wasn't a graphic, and that's actually my cheese board. that's this graphic. But yeah, the sampler this year, you will get a wrapped little package to unwrap each of the 8 nights of Hanukkah. There might be some bonus packages in there. I'm still organizing how everything's going to be wrapped up. You can choose between fingering or DK weight yarn for your 100-gram sampler of 10 10-gram mini skeins. And again, the yarn is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon for both the fingering weight and the DK weight yarn. Let's see, the series will have 8 nights of videos, 8 new dyeing techniques, 8 new videos on YouTube, and then 8 to 10 packages to open. And all of the packages will be labeled with the date and the night number, so that way you know when to open it or when the corresponding video will be coming out. And the videos always come out at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is after sundown on the East Coast. And thank you for making the cha-ching happen. The samplers are going to ship in November. This year, for some personal reasons, I'm a little bit behind schedule, but I still plan to ship, so there is hopefully plenty of time for things to arrive in time for Hanukkah, which begins on December 7th this year. So we have an early Hanukkah, plus I basically had all of August off. So we're not going to go into that more tonight, but yeah, there is that. And so they'll ship in November. And the packaging may vary from past years. This year I used some paper bags and labels to close them. Some years I use organza bags. I've used patterned ones. I've used more plain ones. This is the same year. This is also 2021 and shows the yarn. And so in 2021, the yarn had 8 10-gram mini skeins and 1 20-gram mini skein. And so this year's will be a little different. But there were, I think, 4, I don't know how many different progress keepers there were in 2021. And so the samplers are starting, and I'm like, where am I? Okay, at $57.50 for the samplers. And I have some fun things I'm gonna put in. I think you guys will be really, really excited. I'm really excited. I've had some of these extras planned for a while. And let me see if there's any FAQs to do. But actually, while I am talking about this, remind me at the end, I'm going to talk about something new Etsy is doing, but I'm dropping the listing in the chat again. And so again, I'm inviting you to celebrate with me, so you don't need to worry if you aren't Jewish feeling like this isn't for you. This is for you if you're a fan of my content. But I do something like this for Hanukkah because I'm Jewish, and so that makes the most sense. Even though I am in a multi-faith household, and so we do celebrate a lot of different holidays here. Is it possible there will be other full skeins added? Yes. Dawn, specifically, which one are you wondering about? Are you wondering about the worsted weight yarn mop? Let me know in the chat. So let's see. I went through that. I went through in those shipping. Okay, the videos will be released. Is the highlight? Yes, good, it's showing that. The videos will, the first night of Hanukkah is December 7th. It's a Thursday. If you place multiple orders, even multiple Hanukkah orders, I cannot combine shipping. At other times, I do try to combine multiple orders into one if possible, but due to the volume of orders with Hanukkah, it is logistically too complicated to figure out which slips belong to the same person in the same address, and so I can't combine shipping. And also, I strongly prefer not to combine shipping with Hanukkah with things that are currently ready to ship, because that also just, since there's a long timeline before I ship Hanukkah, that just makes things complicated. Are the DK weight and fingering weight samplers the same color as what? There we go. Mostly. There might be some different, so if you order 2 sets of the fingering weight sampler, there will be a lot of duplicates. There might be some things that have some small differences between them. And so mostly the fingering weight and DK weight samplers will be the same, but again, there might be some small variations depending on the techniques I'm doing each night. There's 3 different add-on categories that I'll go into in a moment. And I'm gonna see, I think, there is not a worsted weight sparkle. The only sparkle yarn right now is a DK weight sparkle base. So yeah, I'm not planning on adding any other bases besides what is listed currently. I just know I have a very limited number of worsted weight yarn mops once I get there, and so therefore I expect those will sell out quickly because I just don't have a lot of them, but I might be able to make more and then add an update, have more. I cannot accommodate any color preferences with these samplers because it's a mystery package, and by the time things are packed, I don't even know who is getting which colors at the end. And yes, you can absolutely order multiple samplers. All of the dyes that I'll be using are commercial acid dyes. That's the yardage. And can I open the box once it arrives to avoid spoilers? Yes, with an asterisk. When you open your package, you will see how things are wrapped. And I do my best to wrap things so that way you can't tell what's going on in there, but occasionally if I use a tissue paper or something, it might be thin and you might get a sense, oh, that's variegated, or ooh, there's a very, very dark color in there. But overall, I think I try to keep things as hidden as possible. You might see some of the extras and notions if you open up the package, but the yarn itself should be hidden. And yarn winding service is not available for all the Hanukkah yarn. And there's disclaimers down there. Okay, so that is the main set. Now, there was a question in chat about the add-ons. I'll go ahead and start with the Sparkle DK, which is the sparkly option this year. This is a DK weight yarn that is, let's remind myself of the 75% non-superwash merino wool, 20% silk, 5% silver stellina. It is a beautiful yarn that has some shine to it because of the silk, and then some glitter from that stellina. Again, this is non-superwash, so this is a hand wash, dry, flat yarn, but it is so luxurious. I've only dyed it once so far, and I am super excited to have the sparkle yarn be a slightly thicker one this year. Another question, just curious, have you ever done a rose gold, copper, lilac, mauve, pink, gold all in one? I don't know. I don't know if I've done that kind of color combination, but that sounds really beautiful. I just took a screenshot and I probably won't remember later. Okay, now, so these add-on skeins are 100 grams of yarn. It's a hand-dyed skein. The colors are a mystery. They will be wrapped probably something very much like this, which is on the screen right now. I use organza wine bags for wrapping full skeins, and they're usually wrapped in some kind of tissue paper. They will also be labeled with the date the video will come out. The video usually comes out right after, usually, I guess, night 9 of Hanukkah, but they come out after the 8 main videos. And what was I going to say? And to order these add-on skeins, you need to order a sampler. Now, if you ordered a sampler and then decide to go buy some add-ons later, you don't need to order another sampler. You can just let me know in the notes to seller that you've already ordered a sampler. But I try to give people who want to order the sampler of 10 gram minis priority for these full skeins. So thank you for understanding. So that was a Sparkle DK. The silk sock. This is another yarn base I am obsessed with. And this one, if you have ordered the silk sock from the spring mini skein mini series, you might be a little familiar with it as well. This yarn, is 80% superwash merino wool, 20% silk. And the colorway for the silk sock add-on will be different from the colorway of the Sparkle DK add-on. Now, I don't know if, because I haven't dyed them yet, there's a chance it could be something complementary that looks great together, or they could be very opposite, very different from one another. So, but they are not the same colorway on 2 different yarn bases. If that was the case, then I would have like a drop down here so you could pick the yarn base I'm dyeing it on. The final full skein add-on option is one where there's going to be a lot of different colorways in here. This is the Yarn Mop Leave No Dye Behind add-on skein. If you've watched any of my videos, as I'm dyeing yarn, sometimes I have like acid dye on my gloves, or I have dye on the counter or extra dye in the kettle, and I use a yarn mop to help soak that all up. And sometimes I mix too much dye, so at the end I throw things together and create these leave no dye behind skeins. And oftentimes they are just completely magical. And yeah, you can get a mystery one of them. Now, if you order 2 fingering weight yarn mops, the colorways are very likely to be different. Very likely to be different. These will be labeled with the date so you know which video to open it. But the main thing here this time is that you can pick here. Okay. You can pick fingering weight sock, a DK weight, or a worsted weight yarn mop. All of these are going to be superwash merino based, but they may have up to 30% nylon in them. So there's going to be a variety of different sock yarn bases that I use for the sock. I think all of the fingering weight yarn will have some nylon in it. The DK is going to have a mixture of a DK weight blend that's superwash merino nylon, and then there will be some that's 100% superwash merino. And all the worsted weight is 100% superwash merino. I've tried to give ranges for the yardage in here. And I'm curious, and I think there are still some worsted weight ones, unless since I set this up. Yes, at least it's still showing up on my drop down. And so that, I guess, is the collection of the yarn that is available this Hanukkah. I know that the full skeins tend to be very popular. In the past, there have been Hanukkah samplers available like right before Hanukkah starts, so there's a chance that those won't sell out. I don't want to promise anything, but I try to make enough so that way things can be available for as long as possible. The yarn mops are great, so different. Will there be a vlog? There are certainly clips for a vlog. I think the first clip for the vlog was definitely before Spring Mini Skein miniseries. It may have been before last Hanukkah even aired. I don't know. Oh wait, Marianne, not Selena, gold in color. Yeah, I figured you were talking about like gold as in like a yellow color versus gold as in gold Selena. But yeah, I screenshotted that colorway. The plan, I like to try to have a vlog where in theory there will then be some pictures of some of my family celebrating. And well, it depends on like when it gets finished, because sometimes like the pictures that I'm taking throughout the process, like maybe they'll be the first few nights that are in there. I do try here. I can go back to the full camera. I try to do the vlog just because it's hard to not share what is going on behind the scenes as I am trying things out, trying things that didn't work so well, trying things that did work well, and things like that. And sometimes a big oops happens and I get frustrated, and it's nice to just share the thought process behind that, or I don't know. It's a nice outlet. Now, because I've been going through a lot of very emotional things personally lately, I'm not sure how the vlog is going to come together. It might be all over the place and a lot of up and down. And so if I don't remember what I've filmed so far, if things are very emotional, I will try to give some kind of content warning in the introduction, so that way, like, my goal isn't ever to make people sad, but my goal is also to share realness. And so I will try to share like, hey, skip to this mark or something like that. So, Marianne, why don't you send me a DM on Etsy tomorrow about that kind of colorway. I don't think that I would necessarily be able to do something like that before Hanukkah because I got a lot going on right now. But yeah, send me a message and we can chat on Etsy. Oh, I'm glad you liked my vlog last year. The silk sock yarn is so, oh my gosh, it is so amazing. It has a gorgeous drape, and it definitely ends up being less saturated than a, say, a superwash merino nylon yarn that has a similar ply and yardage, but it still takes up color so well, and it handles like speckles well, and it's just, ooh, it's one I love. And so when I was trying to pick the yarn bases, I try to mix up the bases that I use for the full skeins, and so that was fun. Yeah, but I am so excited and nervous. I mentioned that and this is full transparency, I have all of the yarn for all the pre-orders currently in my possession. And I always never list 100% of the yarn I'm gonna dye. This way, if I damage a skein or something happens, I'm not in trouble. But I am way further behind with the actual yarn production than I normally am by the beginning of September. Typically, I do a lot of filming for Hanukkah in August, and I didn't do any filming in August. So, yeah, it's been a fall. But, you know, August wasn't all rough. We did go to London to visit family, and that was absolutely delightful. We spent some time on the south coast of England, and then we spent a few days in London showing the kids the sights, and so that was really awesome. Oh, Beth says the diamond sock is so luxurious. You have it at SMSMS and you love it. You crocheted a cowl and you haven't been able to wear it yet. Yeah, well, I think down where you are, Beth, it's probably still very warm. Actually, up here, it is still very, very warm. Like, absurdly warm. We've had to bring ice to the playgrounds during, like, the kids' recesses, so that way the kids don't overheat. I mean, I didn't personally, other parents organized this, and I think bringing them cups and little bags of ice for the kids to suck on and play with, great way to help keep them cool. But yeah, I am unbelievably excited for Hanukkah. There was a brief panic moment, very, very brief, where I was very concerned because, well, a lot of times I do 8 10-gram mini skeins and 1 20-gram, and some of the 20-gram mini skeins were sold out. And so I was a little concerned about that. And by little, I was very concerned. But I have enough 10-gram mini skeins that I can make it work. I always order, oh my gosh, thank you guys all so, so much. I always order enough 10-gram mini skeins so that way, if I were to completely burn one of the nights that I'm filming, I have enough yarn to do that over again. So I try to make sure that I'm not going to be up a creek without a paddle. Yeah, ice at recess was nice. Yeah, oh my gosh, the last 3 vacations my family, or by my family, but Keith and I have done, have all been to islands. We went to Hawaii in December for a combo 10-year anniversary, which really was closer to 12 years, but that's fine. 11 and a half. It's good. Then we went to Mackinac Island to visit my family in July, and then we went to the UK, which is an island. So we've gone to islands 3 times in a row. So there's a hurricane that is coming up towards New England, I think, and I don't know. I mean, we're far enough from the ocean where I live and high enough above sea level that I'm not concerned about flooding. It likely will be like a bad storm with heavy winds, but it's not going to be like anything when storms were coming up in Florida, I don't think. But I haven't looked. I haven't looked closely lately. Oh my gosh. I'm looking forward to Hanukkah lasagna. Oh my goodness. Could there be a lasagna for Hanukkah? There is a lasagna video on the docket later this fall. But yes, I do try. And it's amazing that I can do this actually. So when I pick 8 different techniques for the Hanukkah videos, I do try to not have it be the exact same set of 8 as what I did the previous year. But obviously there's going to be some overlap. Like there's only so many like silly, goofy things that I can do. But sometimes there's experiments. Sometimes, you know, I think there's not much of a theme this year except maybe finding joy, chasing joy. I don't know. I'm going to try to create things that make me absurdly happy is my plan. And so, yeah, that is the plan. But, okay, so shifting gears a little bit to talk about Etsy. So Etsy has, over the years, has done a lot of changes and implemented a lot of things that has made me wonder if I should move to like my own platform, move to Shopify, create my own storefront, which is intimidating, but I would probably pay less money in fees. And there were frustrations when Etsy forced everyone to opt in to their ad policy. And so charging us, I don't know, 10% of the sale if the sale was made as a result of an ad that Etsy ran offsite, which, you know, is something that we couldn't opt out of. And that was scary and frustrating. Etsy has done something, I think, to try to keep shopkeepers to remain on Etsy. And so when I use like my link, just like I'm dropping in chat, just like the ChemKnitsCreations.etsy.com, when I share that link, they will refund part of the Etsy processing fee to me if I am driving the traffic. Which, like, it's not an affiliate link per se, but they're saying, hey, you're doing the effort to advertise your own shop. We are going to charge you a smaller processing fee than if people found you through our website. Which, you know, the only grumble there is that my biggest search term that drives people on Etsy to me is ChemKnits. So people are there searching for me, but it doesn't matter. I was like, this is something that is new. I have no idea how it'll last. I'm a little nervous that this means they're going to increase fees coming down the road because they're doing this. But yeah, I was like, wow, they actually did something kind of nice. And so, although, or who knows, maybe they're going to use this and then try to force everyone into free shipping, and it's hard. So that's an Etsy plus. An Etsy minus is that the post office has changed the way shipping happens. There used to be 2 kinds of just regular package shipping. There would be first class shipping, which was for anything under 1 pound if you have a commercial label, or really anything under 12 ounces. And then there was ground shipping for everything over 1 pound. And that's all separate from priority. Well, they changed this. And so they have, it's now called Ground Advantage, which is for all packages and means that the pricing is a little bit more fluid. There isn't as huge of a jump when you go from 15 ounces to 17 ounces. And so that's good. But the Etsy system, I think, isn't, like, it still has, it looks like you still have people choosing first class shipping or ground shipping at checkout. And I don't have any control over that. And so I'm hoping that the way shipping is being calculated is working out okay. So it is possible that priority, it's worth checking to see if priority shipping is cheaper than ground, because sometimes that is. So that's something that I haven't figured out how to fix on the back end. And since shipping rates vary based on, so I'm in Massachusetts, and it's cheaper for me to ship to Maine than it is for me to ship to California, which makes sense, right? But that means that it makes it hard to just like figure out like a flat rate also. So those are all, it's like something a little like more frustrating Etsy has done, but also they've done something really, really nice. And so, yeah, I have to see if I can, but yeah, now, oh, I guess not there, but when I'm on my listing, there's like copy link right here. And so then all that does, and I just want to make sure that it's not going to show anything. Oh, it literally just copied it. What that does, and so that gives me a link, which I'm just popping into the chat now. It's just a link that starts with chemknitscreations.etsy.com. And so I'm like, wow, they did something that increased brand recognition for people. Because previously, I've been able to use the chemknitscreations.etsy.com as my Etsy link for a very long time. But anytime you went to an individual listing, it would be etsy.com, and then it wouldn't have in the URL ChemKnits anywhere, unless I had that in the name of the listing itself. And so this is good. This is a good thing. I'm in Massachusetts. Etsy can be frustrating, but the main thing that is wonderful is that I have not had to build my own website and figure out how to manage the back end and make sure that there's enough bandwidth, and yeah, so those things are all really, really good. Someday I might finally move to my own website. It does make sense since I do drive most of the traffic myself, but yeah, you know, I like to stick with what I'm comfortable with, which is the reason why I still use vinegar as my acid source most of the time with dyeing yarn versus switching to citric acid, because it's what I know. It's what I'm comfortable with. And it's what I use the most. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, in addition, thank you. In addition to the Hanukkah samplers, I did restock the shop with a lot of other bare yarn. So some of this yarn, like this sock blank here, and this mini skein set, are a few things that I had left over from this year's spring mini skein mini series. And so this is one of those dark rainbows that I dyed recently. This was another spring mini skein mini series, so is that one. And there's a couple of these are yarn mops left over from spring as well. Like this was one of the yarn mops. And so I have added those. Oh, there's also roving from a recent video. And so, yeah, that is all just in there ready to ship. Actually, it is all technically right here. So this is some behind the scenes. So yeah, all that yarn I was pointing to is just all right here in this bin that is about to go upstairs and get sorted into the actual bins. So I have multiple large plastic tubs, and I have yarn sorted by weight approximately. I think I have 3 boxes for fingering weight, probably. And that is mostly sorted by yarn base. So like all of the Hawthorne bases are sort of together. And then otherwise I now have the like strolls roughly sorted by color, which is pretty cool if I do say so myself. I have 2 bins for DK. I have a bin for miscellaneous yarn bases, a bin for worsted, a bin for multiple skein sets, like the mini skeins. And that bin might also have bulky and cotton. But yeah, I have it sorted that way. But before a video is edited, I have a bin of yarn that has been dyed, but the videos haven't been edited yet. And then as I'm editing, I have a bin of yarn that needs to be listed in the shop. And so then once I list it, then it goes upstairs into the actual inventory, which it is amazing that I don't ship the wrong yarn that often. Having the yarn, it's funny because I don't have like an inventory code for each skein, but since they're labeled with the video and date the video came out, that helps me keep track of things. So, is the DK Sparkle almost luxurious as the silk sock? It is extremely luxurious. It's. Did I keep? No, maybe I didn't keep it. I dyed it once before. It was, I had a sample of it. And I'm completely blanking which video I dyed it in. But I had a sample and I just remember feeling like it was super, super, super silky. And I love sparkle. And so I was very excited. Very, very excited. Oh man. Oh man. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to share. There is a chance, I don't want to overpromise, there's a chance that on Friday I will do a ChemKnits dye-along, which means that on Thursday or Friday I will share a photo, which I have not yet picked. If that doesn't happen, then there's no video on Friday, and so don't worry. I feel like Friday videos this month are going to be spotty. I just made your decision. Ah, yay! Now I'm curious. Oh, I won't be able to find that there. I was going to try to search the shop, and then I realized that sold out things wouldn't show up. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I try to put a lot of personal details into the Hanukkah samplers, and the whole thing is so much fun. And I just really, really appreciate you guys joining in. It is, yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's really worth it. And I enjoy the whole thing. It's all good on Friday videos. Yeah, I mean, they'll be back at some point, but I am slowly diving back into things. And so, yeah, getting this out there was a big deal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, I wasn't sure how it was going to go. And like, I realized that I think I launched in early September last year. So, yeah, I'm like, things are good. Things are good. Oh man. And then next week, there's a video on Tuesday. And then hopefully I will finally film the voiceover for the recap of that mystery surprise live stream, which was epic and awesome. I filmed basically B-roll of all the finished dry yarn so that way I could ship it out while I was incapable of filming. I just have to edit. No, I'm trying, you know, I have good and bad days, and yeah, I'm trying to give myself space for that because we've had like other things crop up that it's, I mean, everyone's okay. It's, everyone else is okay. It's just, it's been a lot. And I'm being cryptic. If you're curious what I'm talking about, there is a post on Instagram and Facebook where I share like what happened to me at the end of July. And yeah. But anyway, I think I'm going to go. If any of you also play Pokemon Violet, I think I just finished at least the plot. the main plot of the expansion that came out last night. Oh, that was fun. Oh my gosh. But yeah, please subscribe. This is honestly the biggest thing you can help do to support the channel. And the videos that are going to come out during Hanukkah are for everyone. Whether or not you purchase a sampler, you are welcome, more than welcome to watch. Because at the very least, then you have a treat every night of Hanukkah as well. Or you could save them for over winter break when there's not a lot of content coming out because a lot of people take breaks. I feel like this September, like having some days without videos, I'm like, there's a video that's going to come out. I don't know if it's the one next week or if it's one that's going to come out at the end of October, where I'm like, I think of, I've been posting 2 videos a week since like 2017, and it's like, okay, but except for right now, because I had filmed that before, yeah, and so that was fun. But yeah, thank you all so much, and if the stream isn't on Friday, then for the dialogue, then it'll be sometime next week. So once again, go and check out this year's Hanukkah sampler. I know it's pinned in the chat, but I'm dropping it in the chat one more time. Thank you so much. Truly, it means the world to me. And yeah, I have to go. I have all the mini skeins like sorted in bins, but I have to take them out of the bags and start adding zip ties. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. And then I'm going to start soaking things and diving in. But anyway, I'm Rebecca from ChemKnits, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!